Hello everyone and welcome to the next video about symbols and divine weapons for the class group of the DDs. We will go over more sections here since DDs are more vertical, but we will start here. If you're a melee DPS, you are most likely to go with this setup in a group. You will be doing the emblems of destruction. You will have the dodge for the oh shit button. You will have the protective shell since your melee will get hit more often, and probably since you're more durable, you won't die in one hit, so it's more useful to you to have it often. You will use the harned technique since the most melee classes have extra effect from it. You will use the support mode to either get it on yourself or on one of your teammates. You will use the crushing aura, or you will use awakening of power, depending on the length of the fight. Normally I would say if you're in a raid situation, go with awakening of power. If you're in a situation where the fights aren't supposed to be as long, use the crushing aura. Since for example I'm playing Revenant here, I will go for playing Collapse, since Revenant already have a big chunk of AoE and can use the help to do a bit more of single target damage. For Berserker, you can pretty much change up to something to basically the same setup, but can go for Chain of Destruction if you feel you're locking AoE damage, but at the most times you can just improve your own strength on single target more with going also Collapse. For the divine symbols, I would go with divine healing, the willpower and the transcendence. So divine healing, just healing, getting out of CC. Transcendence, again, if something comes up and you need to take another roll, it's helpful. If not, the verdict is pretty much the best choice here, since it allows you to reset your ultimate ability. It allows on the Revenant and the Berserker to have your max bursts, and this will pretty much be a big help. So that's that. For the divine weapons, you either can go with Narian's Hammer, since it will give you a good single target damage, and also some AoE abilities on the right click. And if you have the improved version, you can put it down into the ground, and in the field that is done, put where the hammer belongs. You will have 15% more damage with your class, which is also pretty awesome if you use it. The next thing you can do if you have a fight that is more put on with multiple enemies is using the integrator, since the AoE from the explosions will deal a big chunk of damage. When you're facing a single enemy, a good option also is using the Cyrus blades, since you just need to put them on to activate them and they fly without you interrupting anything. Can go for the improved Aconitus Vipers if you are in a position where you don't need to be active attacking between. I would use the Aconitus Vipers, for example, on the Necromancer or on the Firestarter if I wanted to, since I don't need to do as much in between. So this is what melee setup should be looking like. And now let's go over to the set Firestarter and check out what changes here. For me, this is my setup, what I use in raids at the most time. It will be the Emblems of Destruction for some collecting while I'm running around and do extra damage. It will be the emergency maneuver to oh shit button. It will be divine intervention for the rarely getting hit. This is also not just Firestarter, it's basically an example for a ranged class. So, Haunted Technique, since I can benefit from it. Support mode, since, well, buffing up. So, Awakening of Power, since the fight probably lasts longer. If the fight doesn't last as long, I go for Crushing Aura. If we are going to use the Firestarter, for example, I would go for the Collapse, since Collapse increases your damage to a single target, and most of the time you will be wanting to deal more damage to a single target, like the boss, and basically also the Firestarter has already a big chunk of AoE. Should you be in a situation where you need more AoE, surely the Chain of Destruction is a possibility. Same goes when you're in a ranged setup where you need it, and also if you are playing like Necro or you are playing Witch or whatever. If you're facing an AoE heavy situation, you can adapt to increase it with a Chains of Destruction, but that's not that much different. Okay, so that's basically the two things that are important for me. As a ranged dude, I would like playing the Divine Healing and the Willpower, as said before, to get out of CC and to heal. For the third one here, I would also go for the Gift of Life, since it happens all around that things are dying. If you don't have it, Transcendence to adapt the situation, or Verdict for restoring your ultimate sin are always good choices. For the weapons, I would go with the improved Narian Hammer if you have it, since the improved Narian Hammer will allow you to put it down and you have the increased damage while standing in it. This increases your damage by a good margin. If you don't have the increased version, also the normal version is a nice thing to have, but it doesn't improve the damage as much. You can then, if you don't want the hammer or don't have the hammer, change between different things. If you need more AoE, which is unlikely as a Firestarter or the most unarranged classes, you can go for Integrator. But at the most times I would say either go with Aconitos Vipers or with the Cyrus Blades. So Cyrus Blades give you a good chunk of damage you just need to cast and can forget about it. Or you can use improved Aconitos Vipers to improved is always said because I have the improvements on it. You can use them to deal a bigger chunk of single target in between. Of course, you need to see if you can still run your rotation smoothly while using your divine weapons. Okay, that's that, and I hope it could help you to set up your classes properly. Have a nice day. See you around.